This podcast is for the daydreamers who like imagining new lives and new beginnings but don't quite know where to start. Hi, this is Julian from Rappler and you're listening to Teach Me Senpai. This is episode 9. The original idea for this episode was to lay out a general plan for people who want to pursue their passion. But in talking with our guest today, Fitz Villafuerte, he said we need to have a change in mindset. What matters isn't the actual pursuit of your interests, but nurturing them instead. This episode has turned into a conversation on being forgiving of yourself when a huge life change isn't realistic, and what you can do to still feel fulfilled. Fitz Villafuerte is the founder of financial consultancy firm Wealth Arki and is a registered financial planner. He lays out a plan on how to nurture your passion while being financially responsible. Hello, Fitz!
Hello. And long time no see.
Long time no see! Just so for context, I know Fitz from my previous job in a different network. And that was... I think the last time I saw it was probably 2017.
Yeah, around that time.
So this episode actually, kasi a lot, we got some comments.
Mm-mm.
They were saying na parang, well, what if hindi mo kaya mag-pursue ng passion? Because that's what we've been talking about on the show. We've been telling people na, this guy, he used to be in advertising, he decided to be a YouTuber. Ito yung ginawa niya. And, a lot of the steps, some of the steps naman that he took really was preparing himself emotionally, financially. So it wasn't like a change bigla that he did overnight. But I think a lot of people don't know how that goes. Ano yung financial steps, diba, that you can take as an individual. So that's what I wanted to ask you about today. But before I do, maybe you could talk to us about Wealth Arki.
Wealth Arki, yeah.
What is Wealth Arki, first of all?
Wealth Arki is a financial consultancy firm. So, ang analogy namin is we're like doctors. If you're not feeling well, you go to a doctor for a medical consultation. But kung ang may sakit ay yung wallet mo, you're not feeling well financially, then you go to us for a financial consultation. And yung doctor, they give you a prescription, tapos ikaw na bahala kung saan ka bibili ng gamot, di ba? Kami, we create a financial plan for you. We tell you this is where you should invest, these are the financial products that you should get. And then, ikaw na rin bahala kung saan ka mag-a-avail nun. So, before financial planners or yung mga financial consultants existed, more people would talk to a financial advisor, for example. The financial advice is free, but may ibibenta sila sa'yo na product, di ba? So kami, we thought na, let's give people options. Sa atin, may bayad yung consultation, pero wala tayong ibibenta na product. So it became a financial consultancy firm. Kaya siya Wealth Arki kasi architect, yun yung root word nun. So Wealth Arki because we build your wealth. We help you create a plan to be able to achieve your dreams.
And usually, the plan would take into consideration what?
It's usually a customized plan. That's why pag magpapakonsult ka, more of kwentuhan talaga. We get to know your cash flow, ano yung resources mo, even your interests, and even yung situation mo with your family. Kasi these things affect yung financial well-being mo. And then we then ask them, ano ba yung goal mo? What are your dreams? Then we sit down, run the numbers, and give them a practical plan na pwede nilang i-follow para maipon nila yung pera that they need to be able to buy whatever their goal is or do whatever they want to do. So it's really a process, yung creating a financial plan.
Something that stood out for me from what you just said ngayon is interests. Usually, di ba, pag nag-iisip ka, saving ng pera, wag ka na bumili ng mga luho mo, ganyan. Pero interest is in one of your considerations. Bakit kasama yung interests?
Of course, kaya naman tayo nag-work is because we have dreams or goals for ourselves. For example, I have a client na one of her interests is to travel, no? And sabi niya sa akin is, ito yung mga bucket list of destinations that I want to go to. So, isa sa mga advice, although, syempre, di ba, Filipino dream na magkaroon ng sariling bahay and all. I told her, are you okay with not putting as one of your goals yung bumili ng sarili mong bahay? Are you okay with renting for the foreseeable future? No? Sabi niya, yeah, why? Because instead of saving money to buy your own place, we can just put it in your travel fund so that you can tick off your bucket list. And she was happy with that kasi first time daw niya narinig na may nag-advise sa kanya na huwag ka na bumili ng bahay, hindi mo kailangan. Kasi hindi siya part ng plan mo. So those are some of the things that we help people achieve. Ano ba yung interest mo? What are you passionate about? And let us help you achieve those by looking at your numbers and be honest with you na ito yung mga kailangan mong i-sacrifice to be able to know kung paano mo ma-achieve yung mga priorities mo.
And enjoy life. I think yun yung important.
Life, yes.
Kasi, yun nga, like, di ba, when we say financial planning, parang iniisip ng mga tao, mag-restrict ka. But in your case, hindi. You're creating a plan to help people enjoy.
That's right. It's really helping people achieve their dreams. Kasi what I observe is, ask anyone, ano ba yung gusto nilang sa buhay, they all have this list, no? Ito yung gusto kong gawin, ito yung gusto kong bilhin. Pero, they don't really have a concrete plan kung paano nila ma-achieve yun. So, yung part na yun, doon namin sila tinutulungan. And of course, eventually, that helps them feel fulfilled, feel happy, they feel na mas may motivation sila mag-work because they know kung paano nila i-handle yung pera nila to be able to achieve yung mga goals nila.
Speaking of achieving goals, feeling fulfilled, what do you think of the statement na pursue your passion? Kasi it's very vague. Some people think na, pursuing your passion, that's such a great dream to be able to do that, or such a great life to be able to do that. Pero some naman think, pursuing your passion, it's very unrealistic, out of touch, kasi hindi naman everyone can pursue your passion. Before we dive into the details mismo, what do you think of that statement? Personally, pursue your passion.
Yeah. I actually grew up hearing that. You should pursue your passion, etc. And to be honest right now, parang I don't like that statement anymore because the word pursue, parang may pressure na kailangan ito yung ginagawa mo. So what I use more often now is you should nurture your passion. So nurture is more kind. Tapos walang sense of urgency na gawin mo siya kasi when you're nurturing something,
take care of it
as it's a slow process, diba? It's okay to not think about it every day as long as you don't ignore it. Parang ganun lang ang advice ng nurturing your passion. And whenever I do speaking engagements sa mga college students, that's something that I tell them na when you find one of your passions, you don't have to immediately pursue them because we have to be realistic. You have to make money first, establish your career, etc. And the important thing to remember is learn how to nurture it. So, walang sense of urgency, walang pressure, as long as, alam mo, nandyan lang siya, aalagaan mo siya. And when the right time comes, then that's when you can go all in if you choose to. So that's what I tell people now. It's better to nurture your passion.
Oh, I like that. So originally, when I emailed you, sabi ko, let's create a pursue your passion plan. But I like that. Mas gusto ko yung term na yan, nurture your passion. Kasi nga, it's less pressure.
Hindi siya nakaka-guilty.
And at the same time, you're acknowledging nga na hindi mo kailangan madaliin. And I really like that kasi not everything naman can be done overnight. It really takes so much effort and time to build something up. And timing then is very important, like as you said. I guess in a way, it kind of translates into this idea na timing is essential, pero kailangan you're in a position na to be able to take advantage of that timing. So, andun na yung financial capability mo, andun na yung mental capacity mo to pursue, to nurture, to finally, I don't know, I guess, grow your passion. I like that. So, yun na yung, I guess yun na yung assumptions, diba, when it comes to pursuing your passion. So, another assumption that people may have would be abandoning your job immediately when you decide to pursue your passion. Do you think that this is the case normally?
I don't think that's a smart thing to do, to be honest. And not just about nurturing or pursuing your passion. It can be finding a new career, shifting to a new job, starting a business. All of these, mga major events sa buhay mo that will affect you financially. So, my advice is always to start small and let it grow a little first. And then, once you're confident na kaya na nitong i-sustain yung cost of living mo, then that's when you resign or leave your current source of income. And one of the things that I also tell them, especially if they are going to pursue or make money out of their interest or passion or hobby, is, are you sure that you want to do that? Because the reality is, may mga bagay na when you start making it as work, nawawala yung
charm.
Oo, yung charm niya. Oo, na dati mahilig ka mag-photography. Nung nagtayo ka ng photography studio and it started to feel like work, parang nawala yung passion mo, nawala yung charm ng photography kasi naging stress na lang siya and anxiety from the clients, etc. So you have to, I tell people that you have to think twice because some of our interest, hobbies, and passion are fun because there's no pressure to make money from it. But once you turn it into a source of income, you have to accept the fact that there will be times, just like any type of work, na may pressure yan. Sometimes there are bad days, off days, and make sure that you will not hate that in the long run.
That's very true. Kasi ako, I started, so I draw. I started taking art commissions. The first art commission ko pa lang, sabi ko, oh no, I don't think I can do this for the long term kasi it sucked the joy of drawing.
That's a good
so,
phrase.
That was, and well, a good thing kasi I did it on the side. So I didn't jump in fully.
Yes.
I didn't invest in expensive tools. Parang kung ano yung meron ako. Talagang wala, it wasn't a good experience. Na-pressure lang ako nung una, tapos parang naisip ko, in the long term, I don't think I can keep this up kasi I started hating the process.
That's right.
And especially for art, kasi you ask feedback from your client, tapos hindi nila gusto, tapos ako parang yung ego ko was like, parang mali ka. Parang na-hurt yung ego kasi hindi nila nagustuhan yung style, ganyan. So, naisip ko, okay, that's not for me.
That's right. Kasi dati you're drawing for yourself.
For myself lang.
Now you're drawing
for someone else.
to satisfy the requirements of a client.
Yeah.
So that's completely different.
Yeah.
But it's something that you have to realize before you jump into. So maganda yung ginawa mo na unti-unti, no? And regardless of whatever career or passion or interest that you want to pursue, it's always better to do it that way para hindi nasashock yung financial resources natin. No?
Speaking of the plan po itself, so what considerations or what would the plan look like if you were to give someone a nurture your passion plan? Ano yung magiging itsura nun? And of course, we're gonna be speaking in general terms kasi an actual plan would depend on someone's age, someone's financial standing, if they're breadwinners. But just to give everyone an idea, ano yung, I guess, magiging itsura ng template?
If you want to go to a place, you have to know where you are first. So the the first step is really to study yung financial status mo. How much are you earning? How much are you spending every month? What are your financial resources? Ano ba yung gusto mong puntahan? So, what are your goals? If you want to pursue itong career na to, itong shift na to, if you want to turn this hobby into a business, ano yung target mo? Ano yung goal mo? And then, try to see if there's a clear or a rational path. If not, then you try to lay down the groundwork, no, na siguro ito muna yung gagawin ko. But it all starts with your cash flow, your financial status. Make sure that you're not spending more than what you're earning because you have to be financially stable first. And then, knowing your goal, you'll have an idea how much capital you need to start nurturing that passion. So, you now look at your cash flow na saan ko kukunin yung for example, for drawing, saan ko kukunin yung pambili ko ng mga tools, etc. And then, slow start, no? You're nurturing your passion nga. So, hindi mo kailangan magmadali as long as you have sabihin na natin, may schedule ka na reasonable for you. And minsan, nag-enjoy ka doon sa process, hindi mo nalalaman or hindi mo napapansin na marami ka na pala nagawang steps. And that's part of the things that will make you feel fulfilled na, ang dami ko na nagagawa without pressuring yourself na kailangan gawin ko to. Kasi, di ba sinasabi nila na parang find a job that you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Para sa akin, minsan, nakaka-pressure yun when you hear that. Sa akin, find a job that flourishes you or makes you feel that you're growing and you'll enjoy every minute of your work, no? So, mahirap kasi nakaka-pressure na find a job that you love. Minsan, the bare minimum, I would say, is find a job na alam mong marami akong pwedeng gawin dito. You flourish in that job. So, regardless if it's in line with your interest or passion, basta doon sa work environment mo, alam mo na kaya kong mag-contribute dito, alam ko na mag-grow yung career ko, I think that's already enough. And if you have these hobbies or passion or interest na hindi mo nagagamit or napupursue or na-nurture dun sa working time mo, that's the use ng free time natin, dun mo maggamitin yung weekends mo, you nurture your passion during those times. And if you feel na gusto kong i-pursue na talaga to into a business, then yun, you create a concrete plan for it. Again, hindi mo kailangang magmadali. You have to be realistic. Magkano ba yung ine-expect ko na income dito? And will it be able to sustain yung cost of living ko? Kasi if not, then maybe it's just better to just stay with your current job and just let it be your hobby or your passion. You don't have to make money from it. So, ganun yung ina-advise ko. Start with where you are right now. Kaya ba ng budget mo? Kung kaya naman or may extra yung budget mo, di plano tayo. Ano ba yung magiging gastos mo? And ano yung target income mo? So that you can confidently resign from your work and do this full time. But I always tell people, mas maganda pag may multiple sources of income ka. So, you don't really have to leave your work and you don't have to really make your passion your main source of income. It can be just an extra source of income. And knowing people, hindi naman isa lang ang passion natin. We can discover a lot of things that will interest us. So, sometimes, hobbies, parang nagsasawa tayo. Then, you don't have to feel guilty in finding another hobby. And then that new hobby or new interest, try to see how you can make extra income there. At least you still have your job your main source of income mo, to be able to support you. So, following or pursuing your passion and making it your main source of income, you should only do that if it makes sense. But doing that, making that your ultimate goal, I don't think that's a healthy way to live life from the financial perspective, at the very least, no? Yeah.
I like that. So just to recap po, you said, understand muna kung nasan ka ngayon, know your cash flow, kung may extra ka ba, and then also find out kung magkano yung kailangan mong gastusin if you want to pursue this full-time. And you don't necessarily need to leave your stable job. It's something that you can do on the side, di ba? Nurturing your passion is turning out to be a way to stay curious, continue to grow, and feel fulfilled. It's also about building yourself a good foundation before you shift careers should you decide to do so. Now, what happens when you feel like it's time to pivot and go all in? And how do you know if the timing is right? We ask Fitz. If someone were to do this shift na, what would you say would be the ideal amount of money that they would have in their bank up aside? Before, kasi I remember hearing the advice na you have to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of your income or expenses. Does that advice still hold true today?
I would say, depende kung ano yung gagawin mo, no? Yung 3 to 6 months, it's for your emergency fund. And when your passion starts earning and it's very close to your current income, then that's when you plan, not immediately do it. No? That's when you plan how you can resign so that you can focus full-time. Kasi kung naitaas mo yung income mo on a certain level while doing it part-time, then you'll definitely earn more when you're full-time there, which means you can totally replace your stable job. So having the 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, actually, not really income, 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses is your safety net. On the time na mag-resign ka, at least you're not pressured to really make money for the next 3 to 6 months because it can cover yung cost of living expenses mo. That's why it's very important to know your how much you spend every month. Kasi isa yan sa mga basis kung magkano dapat yung emergency fund mo. So, let's just say that you're earning 20,000 pesos a month, you're spending around 15,000 pesos a month. So, 15,000 times, let's just say 3 months, 45,000. So, you start a graphic design business or you start doing freelance graphic design and you close a deal with the client na bibigyan ka ng 15,000 pesos a month for the next 6 months. So that's already a sign na, hey, ano yung ginawa ko kaya ko na-land itong client na to? Kasi I can just do more of that to be able to continue yung income ko. And then you plan, of course, you plan your finances and all. Then you can immediately see kung ano yung magiging next steps mo So, maybe after a month or 2, I can tell my boss I'm resigning from my job. Mm-hmm. And once you resign, you have like 6 months of safety net, diba? So you have 6 months to find a new client that can give you the same amount, more. But you're also already earning from your current project, diba? So it's a balance of yung finances and also your time and also syempre yung emotional well-being mo kasi transitioning from being an employee to an entrepreneur/freelancer may mindset adjustments din yan. So I don't really advise jumping head-on immediately. So usually 2 to 3 months preparation and then double-checking the numbers, the finances, even simulating in your head na, once I become a full-time freelancer, ano yung typical day ko, ano yung magiging gastos ko. Kasi mag-iiba, you don't have to commute to work anymore, wala ka ng baon, etc. But tataas yung kuryente mo sa bahay because you're working from home. You now have to think, how do I market myself? So things like that. Think it through, make a plan, and then, slowly transition. The 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses is your safety net. No? But of course, beyond that, depende kung ano yung ipupursue mo. So that's where you'll use yung monthly savings mo eh. Yun yung capital mo to buy the initial equipment or maybe subscribe to whatever service that you need to set up your business.
You mentioned mindset. Ano yung, what would you say is parang a healthy mindset to have? Say for example, this person na pansin niya, I'm starting to make as much money as I do sa racket ko, and this is something that I really like pursuing. This is something I'm passionate about. It's the same amount na sa monthly income ko from my job. And gusto niyang mag full-time na. Ano yung, what would you say is parang the kind of healthy mindset that a person should have when they're in that position na?
First of all, you have to prepare yourself na matanong ng mga friends mo and even your family na because we still have that mindset na iba pa rin yung may stable job, di ba? What I'm thinking here is you're going to put up your own business kasi nga you're pursuing your passion. So, it's all about preparing yourself mentally na unang-una, wala ka ng boss kasi hindi lang isa yung boss mo. Ang magiging quote-unquote boss mo are all your clients. So, mas marami ka ng boss. You're not working 9 to 5 anymore. You're working 24/7 because you're running your own business.
Yeah.
And you have to also be prepared mentally na wala ka ng, I would say, regular cash flow na income na 15-30, alam mo may papasok. No? You're now entering in that world na pag hindi ka nagtrabaho, wala kang kikitain. So, there will be lean months. There will be peak months. So, it's all about imagining ano yung life mo once you go full-time and preparing your mindset to be okay with that. Kasi it's scary if you're not aware kung ano yung mangyayari sa'yo, di ba? So, it's always good to imagine the scenarios. But also, before you do that, I would encourage you to find a community, an online group, a forum na makaka-interact mo and ask them, paano ba? No? Kasi there are a lot of online communities right now na I'm still an employee but I'm planning to do this. What tips can you give me? So, being able to interact sa mga tao na ginagawa na yon will give you a lot of insights that will help you prepare. So, lagi kong sinasabi yan, if you want to be, for example, a full-time graphic designer, there are a lot of graphic designer groups, online forums, Facebook groups, etc. Mag-interact ka doon. Tell them your story. I guarantee you, people love sharing tips, especially online. So, that's how you'll measure na, am I already prepared to do this? Ito, na-consider ko na ba lahat na pwede mo consider? So, that's how I would tell people paano sila mag-prepare mentally. Interact with those who are already doing what you're planning to do and ask them questions. People will be generous with their tips.
For free pa. Di ba? Yeah. I agree. Sobrang daming communities online na when you just ask one question, they will answer questions na hindi mo pa natatanong.
Yes.
Sobrang daming helpful communities. How about in terms of setting up your plan, is there an approach that you would recommend? I know yung pinaka-common would be like goal setting parameters, like say SMART goals. So they're specific, measurable, syempre chine-check yung code goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, tsaka time-bound. Is the SMART mindset something you also recommend? Or do you have parang a different approach that you also recommend to your clients?
Well, it's important to have SMART goals, yung specific, measurable, etc., especially in time-bound, because that gives you something to work on. I also believe kasi na what you don't measure cannot be improved. So, how do you know if you're making progress? So, there should be a parameter that you're measuring, and that's part of the SMART goals, diba? But I also tell people that when you have your goal, you break it down to smaller steps. And once you have your SMART goal, don't focus too much on it. It's important to build the habit, the daily habit that will help you come closer to your goal. So, for example, as a content creator, syempre ang KPI mo dyan, measurable mo dyan is yung income mo at saka yung number of followers mo. But how do you achieve that? On the, pag pinaliit mo yung task mo, it's all about creating the quality content that people will like so that you can grow your followers, which eventually will grow your income. So now, what is my process in creating my content? So once you are able to create the system of content creation, doon ka na magpo-focus. And that's what you do every day or every week. Kasi, yun yung magtutulong sa'yo na ma-achieve mo yung goal mo. And then you just check monthly, how did I improve? So kung umakyat siya, then it means I just continue what I'm doing right now or try to tweak it para mas mag-improve siya. So it's important to have a goal, but it's more important to establish a system, learn the habits that will help you reach yung goal mo.
If a person hits a stumbling block, ano po yung masasabi niyong, I guess, dapat nilang gawin?
Well, first of all, it's expected that you'll have setbacks. Ang important is you don't feel discouraged. Sabi nga nila, failure is part of success. The opposite of success is inaction. So when you stop pursuing your goal, then that's when you will not achieve success. But experiencing failure, it's part of the journey. So wag kang madi-discourage. Try to find the reason why it failed, correct that mistake, and try again. One of the things that we really need to learn is being persistent and committed to our goals. And by knowing your reason why you're doing this, yung knowing your why, yun yung fuel mo na to continue if you experience setbacks. So, bakit mo ba siya ginagawa?
Last few questions. You have a blog. I actually enjoy your blog. Meron kayo dun, how to make money out of vending machines. Parang gano'n. Nakalimutan yung title. Marami kayong financial advice. And they're very practical. Tapos some of them, yun nga, like the vending machines. Parang ako, vending machines. Oo nga naman, you can make money out of vending machines. Parang, my question is, please talk to us about your blog. Where can people find your articles? And your content din.
I started dati hindi pa content creator yung tawag, di ba? Dati blogger, as in with the letter B. Kasi ngayon pag blogger, video blogger na yung top of mind, no? So, I started my blog at fitzvillafuerte.com, and it started with just me sharing yung mga natutunan ko in pursuing financial freedom. Yung mentioned yung vending machine kasi that was my phase na gusto ko ng passive income. Gusto ko ng business pero ayoko nang nagtatrabaho sa business. Siyempre, naisip ko, pag may vending machine, nagbebenta siya ng walang tao, di ba? So, that's why I wrote about that. And I wrote about yung mga ginawa ko like freelancing. One of the early articles that really caught the attention was yung nag-mystery shopper ako kasi extra income, no? So, but right now, more people are going on my blog because they want to learn about personal finance and investing. So, I write more about that. But ever since, through the years, I already expanded sa ibang social networks. So, I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast also, TikTok, etc. All of those you can find at readytoberich.com. So I created a portal kasi ang hirap pag nagtotalk ako, speaking engagement ko, follow me here, follow me. Ang dami na, di ba? May Twitter, may Instagram, etc. So all of those links is in readytoberich.com. But of course, my original content is in fitzvillafuerte.com. That's my blog. Writing was one of my passion, but my dad told me na walang pera sa pagsusulat. So, I pursued engineering. I'm actually a civil engineer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I was able to nurture my passion through the years by writing in a blog. At first, it was just a personal blog, mga live journal. Maano tayo.
Did you have a Tumblr face?
Yes, I did. That Tumblr/emo face. No?
Yeah.
So before, I was just writing for myself. And then when the opportunity to make money online through blogging arrived, that's when I told myself na, maybe I can try blogging for income. So that's what I did. And that's how the fitzvillafuerte.com came about. But years before that, I was already writing because that's one of my passion. So I guess that's also one thing that I want to tell the people who are listening right now, no? Again, hindi ka dapat magmadali, but find a way to nurture your passion within what's available with your day and time. And sometimes the answer will come in interesting ways. If I can share, I have a friend who is an insurance agent, a financial advisor. Pero very passionate siya about comics. So, nung tinanong ko siya, ano ba nakikita mo? Sabi niya, parang gusto ko magkaroon ng comic shop, comic store. Pero syempre, impossible kasi breadwinner siya. So I told him, you can nurture your passion in other ways. Number one, you can try to find comic book enthusiasts. Sila yung bentahan mo ng insurance. Why? Kasi habang binibenta mo sila, you can talk about comics, di ba?
Yeah.
So, something that you can do to nurture your passion. Pangalawa, why not commission a comic book about insurance, di ba?
Oh.
So, come up with a superhero by night, but by day, he's an insurance agent or a financial advisor. So, there are ways to nurture. So, these are ways to sustain yung love mo for your interest while you're still having your full-time job. And then, pag the opportunity comes, napansin mo, ay, ang laki na nung naipon ko. I think I can put up my comic book store already, etc. Then, di ba, that's when you go full-time, di ba? So, something like that. There's always a way to find how you can nurture your passion within the bounds of what's available.
You're also a registered financial planner.
Yes.
So, saan pumasok yung journey na yun to be a registered financial planner? Because not it's an actual course, di ba? You study and then you take an exam and then I think may levels pa. Tama ba?
May thesis ka pang i-defend.
May thesis ka pang i-defend.
Yeah.
In your case, you're passionate about writing and then pumasok yung you're giving advice, financial advice. But it's also important na you actually have the certification.
That's right.
To give this advice.
Yeah. I started my blog 2007. It started with me sharing my story. And one of the things that I realized is that people started asking me for financial advice. So sabi ko, I want to not only to be certified or be authorized to tell this, but I also want to educate myself. How do I know that I'm actually giving
good advice
and the right advice? So I took the certification for being a registered financial planner 2012. So that's 5 years after I started my blog. So when I took that, it gave me a lot of new learnings. It gave me a holistic perspective about financial planning na hindi na lang yung experience ko yung pwede kong paghugutan, but also yung mga case studies namin and all of that. So now, I became better at financial planning and eventually that led me to putting up Wealth Arki, which is a financial planning consultancy firm. So from giving financial advice sa blog, ngayon, I now have a company that does that.
Any last pieces of advice, sir, before I let you go?
One of the things that people ask me is, how do I pursue or follow my passion if I don't know what my passion is? That's really a struggle. So, my advice would be, follow your curiosity. So, don't feel guilty na, hindi ko alam yung passion ko eh. How do I pursue it? Or, I'm not sure kung passion ko ba talaga ito. If it is your passion, mararamdaman mo yun eh. But, before you discover that, ang first step is to follow your curiosity. So, have a growth mindset. If something interests you na, parang okay to, go and follow that curiosity. Kasi, after 2-3 months, mararamdaman mo yun na, parang sawa na ako. So, find another one. Pero, there will be times na, uy, okay to ah. So, from that curiosity, you will discover na this could be one of my things, no? This could be a passion that I can nurture. So, always remember na it all starts with curiosity. Once you discover your passion, nurture it. And when the right time comes, you'll feel it na it's time to go full-time dito.
Okay, thank you so much, Fitz.
Thank you also.
Loaded discussion. I mean, I wish I could ask you more questions. Maybe a part 2.
Sure.
And that was Teaching Senpai. I'm Julian Cirineo. Thank you guys for watching.